Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Gold Rush Season 14, Episode 20. Does Parker Schnabel go too far? Gold Rush Season 14 is heading towards the final weeks of the short gold mining season. The teams are trying to extract as much gold as possible before winter hits them. In addition, they need to think about the future. What is Episode 20, entitled Waking the Beast, about? Here are all the details. Here is what Gold Rush Season 14, Episode 20, Waking the Beast, is about. Gold Rush Season 14 is winding to a close. Will the gold miners finish strong in the final episodes? According to a synopsis of Episode 20, Waking the Beast, it looks like there is one miner that will rise from the ashes of the phoenix. Who will that be? In this episode, Tony Beats wants to bring Dredge number 1 back to life. Tony is convinced that this is key to his season's success. Can he redeem himself? Does Parker go too far in Gold Rush Season 14, Waking the Beast? In the preview for Gold Rush Season 14, Episode 20, Waking the Beast, Parker Schnabel and his right-hand man, Mitch Blaschke, have a conversation. Parker informs him that Tyson wrapped up his work on Australia Creek. Mitch is happy. They have a lot of sluicing to do before the season ends. They have been stretched thin. There is never enough help or equipment to get it done. However, Parker's news may not meet Mitch's expectations. Schnabel tells him that they need to start stripping ground. He then explained why. If they strip now, they will be ready for mining next season. Otherwise, they will arrive in the spring, and the ground will be too hard to strip. Then, he calmly reminded Mitch it would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to remedy this. Parker knows he is asking the world of Mitch, but they both know this is how they must get it done. Mitch agrees that his future self will be happy if they focus on the stripping, but now, his present self wonders how they will get all the work done. Where is Rick Ness? Gold Rush fans may wonder where Rick Ness is in this episode. Unfortunately for Team Rally fans, there is no mention of him in the synopsis, nor is he featured in a preview video. Instead, Waking the Beast will include the McCoggin family. They will be looking for a new honey hole to stake their claim. Can they find the right place and make their gold mining dreams come true? As the Alaskan winter stubbornly clung to the final days of the mining season, the air crackled with tension and the promise of either glory or ruin. Episode 20 of Season 14 of Gold Rush would be a defining moment for Parker Schnabel, the prodigious miner whose relentless drive for gold had made him a legend, and perhaps a tyrant. The scene opened with a panoramic shot of Parker's expansive claim. The heavy machinery, monstrous and menacing, lay dormant under a blanket of frost, waiting for the morning sun to coax them back to life. Parker, a figure as stern and unyielding as the surrounding mountains, surveyed his kingdom with a steely gaze. His eyes, usually filled with determination, now harbored an intensity that hinted at the episode's titular question: was he pushing himself and his crew too far? As the sun broke through the clouds, casting an ethereal glow over the Klondike, Parker called his team together. The crew, seasoned yet weary, gathered around, their breath visible in the crisp morning air. Rick Ness, Parker's trusted confidant, stood beside him, his own expression a mix of loyalty and concern. "All right, everyone," Parker began, his voice slicing through the cold like a pickaxe. "We're behind schedule. The weather's been against us, and we've had more breakdowns than I can count. But we've come too far to turn back now. We need to hit 500 ounces by the end of the week or we're done." The weight of his words settled over the crew like a heavy snowfall. They knew the stakes. They knew Parker's drive. But they also knew the dangers of pushing both man and machine beyond their limits. The scene cut to the roaring engines of the excavators and trommels coming to life. The earth shook as the colossal machines tore into the frozen ground, the soundtrack of progress and peril. Parker was everywhere at once, a whirlwind of energy and demands, his sharp instructions blending with the cacophony of mining operations. Yet, beneath the surface of Parker's determined exterior, cracks began to show. His frustration flared as the sluice boxes clogged with ice and the wash plant struggled to keep up. Every setback was a personal affront, a reminder of the elusive nature of gold and the unforgiving land they sought to conquer. In a tense moment, Parker's impatience reached a boiling point. The cameras captured him berating a crew member for a minor mistake, his voice raised and face flushed with anger. It was a stark contrast to the camaraderie and respect that had been the hallmark of his leadership. The crew, visibly strained, exchanged uneasy glances. Was Parker losing sight of the human cost in his pursuit of gold? The narrative shifted to a quieter, introspective scene. Parker, alone in his trailer, pored over maps and figures. The weight of his responsibilities seemed to press down on him, magnified by the isolation and harsh realities of mining in the wilderness. He looked at a photograph of his late grandfather, John Schnabel, whose legacy he was so determined to uphold. The silence was punctuated by the distant hum of machinery, a reminder of the relentless grind outside. Back in the field, Rick Ness confronted Parker, his tone a mix of concern and frustration. "Parker, we're all giving it everything we've got. But you need to remember, these guys aren't machines. We're exhausted. We need to take a step back before someone gets hurt." Parker's eyes flashed with defensiveness, but Rick's words seemed to pierce through his armor. He knew Rick was right. The relentless drive for ounces had blinded him to the welfare of his crew, the very people who had stood by him through every trial and triumph. The turning point came when an equipment failure brought the entire operation to a halt. As the crew scrambled to fix the problem, Parker took a moment to step back and observe. He saw the fatigue etched on their faces, the way they pushed through pain and exhaustion. It was a sobering sight. Gathering the crew once more, Parker's demeanor had shifted. The fiery determination was still there, but it was tempered with humility and appreciation. "I've been pushing hard, maybe too hard," he admitted. "I know how tough this has been on all of you, and I appreciate everything you've done. Let's get this done together, and then we'll take the break we all deserve." The crew responded with a renewed sense of unity. The days that followed were a testament to their resilience and Parker's evolving leadership. They worked with a balance of urgency and caution, mindful of their limits yet driven by the shared goal. As the final day of the week dawned, anticipation hung in the air. The weigh-in would determine whether Parker's ambitious target had been met. The gold, glittering and pure, poured onto the scales, each ounce a testament to their collective effort and sacrifice. The numbers climbed, tension building with each increment. When the final tally was revealed, the room erupted in cheers.